Hello, and thank you for tuning into Kentucky Good Vibes. I'm your host, Shayna Perkins, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing the very talented soul and New Jack Swing singer songwriter, best known for his 1990 biggest hit single, With You, and many others, Mr. Tony Terry. How are
What's
you
going on?
today?
How you doing? What's going on, Shayna?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. So, what you been up to over the years?
I've been grinding,
Been
been
grinding?
grinding. Yeah, trying to stay in the game. This business, you have to constantly reinvent yourself because the technology is changing so quickly.
Mhm,
The business that I started out in
mhm.
doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, okay.
So, you have to evolve with the way things are happening. It's such a microwave time now, and it's all about content. And once you start putting it out, you have to keep it coming. You
No.
know, people have like 7 seconds that they're watching, and then they're on to the next thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it goes quick
Yeah,
sometimes.
it does. Absolutely.
Okay, so who is Mr. Tony Terry?
Mr. Tony Terry is first a son, a
Hmm.
brother, a father, a friend, a really good friend too.
Okay,
Yeah, and
okay,
an entertainer,
okay. So,
humanitarian.
hmm
I
keep
love to give. I love to give.
keep going.
I could.
Okay, so tell us how it all began.
Um. Well, I mean, they'll see my mother and my father. See, they met at this club. You know what I'm
You silly.
talking
I wasn't
about?
expecting that, but
you,
okay.
you don't want to go that far back.
Yeah, how it all began with you in your music career.
um, I've been singing all my life, so
Hmm.
it just seemed like the things that came up for me to do
Hmm.
was, the thing to come up for me to do.
Hmm.
I didn't really I never really thought about it. I sing.
Hmm.
I wasn't like I want to be a singer when I grow up. It wasn't that. It
Hmm.
was I sing. I'm a singer.
Okay.
I already knew, and so I've been doing it since for literally for as long as I can remember. I don't remember exactly my very first performance, but I do remember always doing it.
Hmm.
I remember when I was young and I couldn't. Um, I was really nervous, and no one told me to do this, but it was just what I did. But I later found out that it was the thing to do. Like if I was singing at church, I would look at the clock on the back of the wall. I was too scared to look at anybody.
Hmm.
Um, or I would close my eyes, so I'd shut everybody out, or
Hmm.
look at the clock on the wall. And when I got a little older and more confident, then I began to understand that I was I was sharing, and so I had to look at people so
Hmm.
that they could see hear the story and know that I was telling the truth. Or you know what I mean? Because music is when it can affect you on an emotional level, but
Hmm.
it can only do that if the person who is bringing the music is doing so honestly and wholeheartedly.
Okay. So, you started out as an actor, correct?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Professionally, yes. Even though I was singing, my
Hmm.
first gig was in musical theater. So was acting and singing. I was young. I was managing a restaurant in DC, and I heard about an audition. What made me quit my job
Hmm.
was that the audition was being done by a gentleman who was one of the founders of my high school,
Okay.
and we had become kind of friends. He was, well older than me, but at this point, I'm graduated from high school, and he gave me his blessing. He told me I was ready, and I heard about the audition, and I quit my job. I quit a good job too,
Hmm.
for the age that I was. I was managing the restaurant, and went up to New Jersey and auditioned for the show. Got the part. It was paying $35 a week.
Oh,
That part I didn't think about.
wow.
How are we gonna make it on $35 a week, y'all?
Yeah.
But it was the best time of my life.
Hmm.
I had to share apples, and I had to share a Snickers bar with my cousin. I mean, like we were in it. We would break a hot dog in half, and we had half, and I had. I mean, that's how it was going down. But we were doing what we had to do to do what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I
Speaking
slept under my dressing room table for 6 months
okay.
because I couldn't afford to live anywhere, and the theater was gracious
Mhm.
enough to allow us to sleep at the theater, so we wouldn't be homeless.
Mm,
It was definitely a learning experience. I loved it. I wouldn't trade my journey for anything.
okay. So tell us like okay, so you signed a recording deal with Epic and CBS in what was it, 1987?
Yeah, actually, it was. I was in the studio working on a group called the Boogie Boys. Fly girl,
Yeah. Mhm.
fly girl.
Yeah.
Um, so I was working on their follow up,
Mhm.
and while I was in the studio, one of my managers asked me to come into a room and sing for these people that were there, and I didn't know who they were. I was already in the studio working, so I was warmed up, wasn't nervous, didn't know who the people were. And I walked in and sang, and it turned out that those people were the executive level management at Capitol Records.
Wow.
And they signed me right away. I left that room. I had a 7 album deal. Um, and I wasn't sure how to feel about it because I didn't know that's what I was going in the room to do.
Yeah.
It was exciting. And then the gentleman who was responsible for me at Capitol Records got fired.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
The music business is an ego-driven business. So
Mhm.
the guy who came in to replace him didn't sign me. So he didn't particularly care about me as a project. He wanted to make his mark with artists that he signed. So
Mhm.
the gentleman that signed me who got fired got hired at Epic. He
Mhm.
convinced Epic to buy my contract from Capitol before I sang a note. So there was a lot of money that exchanged hands before I ever even went into the studio. When I went to Epic, I was signed there with Michael Jackson, Luther Vandross, Tina Marie,
Wow.
and they didn't really know what to do with me. I can
Mm.
see that my phone is about to drop out soon, but we'll ride it till the wheels fall off.
Okay.
Um, they didn't know what to do with me. My first single came out and uh, and was a hit. She's Fly, and it took them by surprise. And then Lovey Dovey came out and also took them by surprise because there was the first video I did was for She's Fly. There was no video for the second single, Lovey Dovey. I don't think the label thought it was going to be a hit, but it ended up being bigger than She's Fly. And then Head Over Heels. And then it was time to choose the next single, and I chose With You.
Mhm.
And they weren't really feeling that.
What?
And so they decided to teach me a lesson and service radio with my record because back in the day, radio was serviced with vinyl,
Mhm.
and so they serviced radio with my record with nothing on it, a plain white label,
Wow.
which to me made my record stand out even more because you have a whole stack of records and you have one plain. I would be like, what's this? And that I think that's what happened because the record started growing and it started living and
Mhm.
had nothing to do with the record company. And then I got a phone call from Anita Baker, who no, bro, don't. I got a phone call from Anita Baker, who was calling to find me, and our receptionist was not at her desk. So I answered the phone. I didn't know Anita Baker, so
Mhm.
I didn't believe it was true. She called me. She was looking for me because she had heard With You, and she thought it was a beautiful song, and she wondered why there was no video. And I told her the record company didn't think it was a hit, and she sent me $50,000
Wow.
to shoot the video for With You. So if you've ever seen it, it's because of Anita Baker. I call her my guardian angel
Yeah.
because she made it happen. And then after that, the record just took off. It was on the charts for like 26 weeks,
Mm.
which was record breaking. And um, then the record company was like, "Yeah, we knew this record was a hit from the very beginning." And but they told me only Stevie Wonder could get away with a song like
Oh
that.
wow.
So it was interesting. I learned a lot. I've grown a lot. I think that I'm a different singer than I was then.
Mhm.
It's certainly more seasoned and more ready to do this thing. I've never been more ready than I am now.
Okay. So when you just imagine like the things that you were doing before you got, that record deal or before you answered that phone, like your day was just going how it was going, and then boom, by the end of the day, you was a, you know,
2 days later, I had a certified check for 50 stacks. Tap out.
So
I cashed that, huh?
what was the first thing you did?
No, I mean, no, we used the money to shoot the video,
I'm
period.
talking about in
But,
celebration.
we might have went and had a drink or two or three, maybe.
What's the first thing, like when the money actually start rolling in for you? What's the first thing you purchased?
Well, you have to understand, money starts rolling in, but they're expenses.
Yeah.
If I'm on the road and we have a tour bus or 2 tour buses, and we have an 18-wheeler truck with our set in it, and we have wardrobe, we have hotels for everybody, we have buying plane tickets for when we had to travel. There are a lot of expenses that had to be covered, and not to mention the people that were stealing from me. So it was it was I made a lot of money, but we spent a lot of money. We spent a lot of money. We probably, my very first year out, we probably made about $2 million. And we probably spent about $1.8 million, and I got maybe 200K.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so
which to me at the time was a whole lot of money. But in with regard to the scenario and having made that much money and then realizing that, some people were, they was, playing and double dipping and just really kind of running game. Let's just say it was a very valuable lesson.
Yeah. Okay. So who were your music inspirations growing up?
Lots of them. I like to think that I am who I listened to. Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin, Peabo Bryson, Donny Hathaway, Roberta Flack. The list goes on and on and on and on. And I used to get in trouble because I wouldn't turn my music off and go to bed. I would take the punishment, keep the music on.
Yeah, I mean, kids love listening to music at night.
And listen, it ended up being, like when my folks realized that this is, this boy loves music, and he's not going to let it go. They began to support me. I started recording when I was 13. My parents, financed that, and so every step of the way they were there to facilitate and make sure that I had what I needed to get, done, what needed to get done.
Okay, so tell us about your new single, Born to Love You. Like, what was the inspiration behind that?
Born to Love You was written by a friend of mine who didn't know he could sing. How about that?
Okay.
And he's a beast, actually. He thought he was a rapper. And the guy that produced Born to Love You made him realize that he was actually a singer. Al Chauncey is his name. And he's really, really super gifted. And I don't even think he realizes how talented he is, but he wrote it. And I like to record songs that I like. So, I heard the song and I was digging it, but when I recorded it, I didn't think it sounded as dope as his. And so I just kind of tossed it in a pile of, everything else that I cut, and I didn't listen to it for about a year. And when I did go back, I was listening to old stuff that I had been working on, and things. I just had a different mindset, and I was like, wow. I mean, one song after the other was like, we got something here, and I don't even know what I was thinking. And so I asked my friend Adrian to put it out. He has a label called Song Source Music Group, and on a handshake, no heavy paperwork, simple handshake. We made a deal, and I did everything I promised that I would do. He did everything he promised that he was going to do, and we had a hit record, and it's actually been out since July 14th, and it's still actually getting ads around the world, and I just think that is so amazing.
Okay, so what can fans expect from hearing, or just people that haven't even heard it? Like, what can they expect from that single? Or
I think it sounds. I'm a singer. I'm a singer, and so it sounds refreshing. I think because it's different. It's different from anything that people would expect from me. It's different from anything that anybody's hearing on the radio. Yet it has kind of a nostalgic kind of feel to it. It feels old but new, and it's most R&B singers who male R&B singers who come back, they tend to do, go the Southern soul route.
Mm-hmm.
And, I really wasn't trying to do that. I ain't trying to be the candy liquor and all that. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? I'm not trying to do all that. And so I just wanted to stay relevant and current, and I keep myself working with young producers and young energy. And, I think it's kind of my duty to reach back and pull somebody along the way, just like somebody did for me.
Okay. Okay. So, tell us something about yourself that we wouldn't expect or that Google doesn't know about you.
Google knows everything. Except Google doesn't know that I can burn in the kitchen.
Okay.
Um, I'm not vegan.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Turkey wings. I
Really?
love turkey.
I
That's one of my favorite things
cook
to eat.
those
I
for
love.
nothing. I can't
You
cook
can.
those. No.
I love turkey wings, man. I love them, and I have my air fryer, so I kind of experiment with cooking with that. And I use my air fryer all of the time. Google don't know that either. I use my air fryer all the time, all the time.
Okay. So, what's your favorite food?
I like food that's made with love.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You can tell too. You can
Yeah.
tell. You can tell what you can tell. You can just tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite pastime?
Well, taking the occasional nap. Look, I'm old, man. Stop playing with me. Um, I, I enjoy a good nap though, for real, for real.
Mhm.
I like to skate. I roller skate. I like to spend time with family. Uh, I love what I do. I have this passion for the music, which is really weird because I've been in the business for almost 40 years.
Mhm.
And most people that are my peers that, they're kind of jaded a little bit.
Mhm.
And, I still have a passion for wanting to learn and wanting to evolve and wanting to not fall by the wayside, keep doing music that, even though, I sing the way that I sing, we can still treat it with today's production values. And
Mhm.
that's what we did with Born to Love You. And the next single that I'm working on, I actually recorded it already, but we lost the files. We had a fire
Oh no.
in the studio and lost everything. So I have to do everything over again
Hmm.
if I want to have that song. So I've been working on it. And it's really interesting because the first time we did it, um, it you know, lightning struck. It worked. I mean, it was clearly a smash record. And to I have to make it better than that.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
have to make it better than that. And so far it's going really, really well.
Okay.
I
So,
sing all of my background vocals. I sing all of my vocals. I don't hire other singers to sing because I work really, really quickly. And
mhm.
if you can't get it when I give it to you, if you have to take like 5 or 6 takes, then I'm probably going to ask you to come out of the booth and then go in and do it myself. So I just tend to, to do that myself. And so I've cut all the backgrounds on the new single. I got it sounding better than the original that I started out with, but you guys will never hear the original. But just know that when you do hear it, it sounds better than the original version of it. And I'm excited about putting it out. We're gonna probably get it out within the next month. So
Oh,
I really got to hit it. And then I have a jazz album that I'm working on, a straight ahead American jazz with Ray Chu. If you know who Ray Chu is, Ray Chu started out as Ray Chu and the Crew on the Apollo, the
okay.
band, and now he's the music director for the Oscars and the Grammys and the Emmys and all of the major award shows. He's doing the music, and I'm doing this project with him that is going to be really something special. It's going to be absolutely something different from
Mhm.
what people expect to hear from me.
Okay. So, what was your first job like before the music?
I was in high school and I worked at an ice cream shop. I was an ice cream scooper. I was a good scooper too. I gave fat scoops. You know what I'm talking about? You
So,
wanted me to scoop your ice cream. You wanted me to make your cone.
yeah. So, what was your first car?
My first car it was a hand-me-down from my sister,
Mhm.
and it was a Chevy Vega.
Never
A
heard of
piece
that.
of trash it was.
I had a Chevy too, and there was a piece of trash too.
But I was happy to have it though. I drove that thing to school. Yeah, I was happy to have it.
Okay, so tell us about your experience as an actor, like in, you said the plays and things of that sort. Like, how was that experience?
I love doing theater. It's
Hmm.
a challenging gig. I played Malcolm X in a movie recently called Martin, Malcolm and Me.
Hmm.
I grew up with people telling me over the years that I look like Malcolm X, but I didn't really see it until I was dressed up as Malcolm X with the tie and the ring, and,
Hmm.
the hair, the glasses. It worked. It worked.
Yeah,
In fact, there's a trailer for it on YouTube. If
yeah, I saw
anybody,
that.
you saw
Hmm.
it,
Yeah,
yeah,
looks like it's gonna be very good.
it is good. It is good.
Gotta check it
Yeah,
out.
the movie making process is really interesting because when you do a scene and the director will say, okay, cut. Well, as the actor, I have to still be Malcolm X
Hmm.
even when the director says cut.
Hmm.
So if they're talking to me, they're talking to Malcolm,
Hmm.
not Tony.
Oh, okay.
So I have to, and so it's emotionally draining, it's physically draining because you have to let acting is about becoming.
Yeah.
You become a person. You don't act like a person. You have to become them. And so um, that's why a lot of actors are crazy.
Do you take that home? Like how you
I have, I have, I
really?
have. I played a role one time where my character was just mean for no reason. In fact, the character actually killed his wife, and he was cussing. I mean, he had every other word out of his mouth was a cuss word,
Mhm.
and I found myself, cussing.
Mhm.
When I got home, I'd be cussing like I was cussing on the stage.
Oh
And my
wow.
wife was like, I don't know what's going on over there, but we're going to have to work on this cussing stuff you doing.
I said, look, you better leave that at the theater.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
but it can happen. If you're not mindful, you can, because you're letting, for lack of a better word, spirits in.
Hmm.
And you have to open up yourself so that the energy and the essence of whoever it is that you're trying to find, trying to play, can come in, and sometimes that can take over.
Yeah. Okay. So, how would you describe your sound and your style now versus when you first got started?
More mature, settled, um, refined,
Hmm.
and I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I'm still learning as a singer. I'm not at the point where I feel like I know it all. I still want, like, if I'm working with a young producer, for example, especially somebody that I want to be working with, I let them produce me.
Hmm.
And what do I mean by that? There's some singers that think, they can't be produced. So, and some iconic names, they go in the studio with a producer, and they might sing the song 2, 3 times, and they'll say, okay, you got it. All right. And then they're out, they're done.
Hmm.
But I like to be challenged, by the producers, and who would suggest that I try a part a different way, and maybe try it like this, maybe try, trying to, think out of the box, or think in a way that I normally wouldn't think. It's a process,
Yeah.
and I don't go into the process with an ego. I go into the process um, with a willingness to create the best piece of work that I can create. So, and that just means you have to be pliable and ready to work. And I don't really take things personally. Somebody might not, the producer might not like what I put down. Now they generally do. 99.9 do like what I do. There has been a time,
He said,
uh,
"Nah."
but it's not about ego. It's just about getting the best product that we can make.
Okay. So, what's next for Tony Terry?
I wish I knew. If I knew what was next, I'd be out here playing the lotto right now. John going to get, you know what I'm talking about? I'd be going to put my $1 on pick six.
I can tell you the numbers right now, as long as I get a cut.
Right, yeah, you got it. You give me the right numbers. Yeah, you down for a piece for sure.
Okay, so out of all the songs that you've written and created, released, which one is your favorite?
At the time when I'm working on them, they're my favorite. At the time when I'm working on them,
Hmm.
because you got to be really fully committed to the. It's like a, it's like worship leader at church, right? If he doesn't go, like honestly go,
Hmm.
then he can't take the congregation. And his job is to lead the congregation to worship, get them ready for the
Hmm.
pastor to come and do his word. Well, kind of similar to, as an entertainer, we have to bring our audience on a journey, but they will only go if we go.
Hmm.
Like if I believe the song that I'm singing, that's what affects people. And so you have to, even though I've sung with you 10,000 times or more,
Hmm.
and sometimes
Do you get
actually
tired
more
of
often than not. Say that again.
You ever get tired of singing it?
Yeah, you get me. So I make it. I sing it differently.
Mhm.
I sing it in a way that that I go off. And most people want to hear, like, if it's your first time coming to see Tony Terry and With You's your favorite song. Well, when it comes on, when I start singing it, you want to hear it the way that you know it.
Yeah.
But I'm at the point now where it will probably be different when you cover it, because not
Yeah.
because I can't sing it the way that you know it, but because I like to explore it and make it interesting for me.
Hmm. Yeah. If you sung it and then you sung it differently, I'll be like, I want what?
Right, right, right.
Like, stop me
People have told me you didn't even sing it like you used to.
yeah. Okay. So,
Not that I can't, I just didn't want to.
yeah. So, what is your ultimate goal in life?
To be to raise a prosperous, successful family,
Hmm.
to be successful, and just to really do what I'm supposed to do with regard to providing for my family. That, to me, that's really my motivation.
Hmm.
Is about my family, and and making sure that they have what they need.
Okay. So you earned two Soul Train Music Awards nominations, as well as Single of the Year and Artist of the Year for With You.
Mhm.
Um,
I lost to Michael Jackson, I think. Yeah, I lost to Michael Jackson. That's okay. It was me, Michael Jackson, and Luther Vandross in the
hey,
category.
but you was in that,
I
in
was in the
that category.
category. You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about? So I'm
I would
okay.
be proud to be in
I
that.
was a winner. I was a winner because I was
Either
considered
way.
amongst those icons.
Yeah, like either way, like that song is the wedding anthem of all time. Like seriously.
Yeah, I do know. I have. I'm singing at a wedding next week. I sang at one last week. I do virtual weddings. I do funerals.
Oh,
I even got a funeral package. Like, I
really?
got a base price.
Hmm.
And then if you want me to say, oh Lord, 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 my Lord, we add 1,500.
You silly.
Yeah.
We want you to get
I'll faint.
jacked.
I'll faint for 2,500 extra. I'll just fall out.
You silly. Oh, shoot. So outside of the music, what are your hobbies and interests?
um, I enjoy my friends. I have a very small crew,
Hmm.
and it's all about the next thing. We're creating, you know, pouring into each other,
Hmm.
lifting each other up, trying to come up with the next thing. And so we've been working on scripts, and writing music and I'm programming a television channel for a new cable station, and just I'm just doing things that I enjoy.
Hmm.
And because of COVID, we had to find other things to do to live. I started doing Tony Terry Tuesday, which I've been doing since probably started in March,
Hmm.
first week in March.
And what platform is
And
it on?
it's on Facebook. I do it on my Facebook fan page, and I do it on YouTube.
Hmm.
But I've been doing them separately. But I'm going to start, streaming simultaneously on YouTube, Facebook, and I think there's another one. Not IG, because IG does not like you to do live broadcasts.
Hmm.
They don't like it, and I
Oh,
have to figure out a way to get my interface to work on IG. And so far, I have not.
Okay. So any new projects, books, movies coming out or
All
new
that.
business?
Yeah, yes. All of that. Books, projects, movies. Yes.
When's the book coming out?
Well, I'm working on it.
Oh,
You know, it's my story. It's the world according to Tony Terry.
okay.
So it's like my view of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things that I've experienced and lessons that I've learned and my story, my journey.
Mm-hmm.
And people think it's interesting. I thought, nobody want to hear this, but you know, people do.
Yeah. So you started in the industry when you were 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. See, I do my research.
Now I'm 117, so I've been in the
Okay.
business
Okay.
about
Okay. Hey.
100 years.
Hey, but your music still lives.
Yeah, it does. It
So where can fans hear and purchase your music?
My music's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Hmm.
You can certainly, you know, find me on my page on IG at Mr. Tony Terry, or on Facebook with Tony Terry. And you can join me on Tuesdays for Tony Terry Tuesday on my Facebook fan page.
Hmm.
It's just an hour of me singing songs that I like. And it's really become
Do you
something
do
way bigger
requests?
than me. So I really enjoy. Say that again.
Do you do requests like
Sometimes I do.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
cool. So have you performed the With You song?
On my live,
Yeah.
I close out with it every single Tuesday.
Really? Well, I'm gonna have to get on there. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
every
to.
Tuesday.
Okay, so well, can you sing a snippet of With You? Just a
Oh
little?
my God. Okay, so you know, I ain't got no music. We done had that
It's
discussion,
cool. It's
but
cool.
I'll still do it.
Okay.
When I'm with you, I hear a song that makes me laugh and smile and sing to you. When I'm with you, I feel so free. I feel that love is gonna take control of me. When I'm with you, it's for real what I feel when I'm with you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Look, ever since I was a little girl and I first heard that song, I was like, that's gonna be my wedding
Oh,
song.
I love that. That's what's up.
Like for real.
Well,
And I'm
thank you,
still
Shayna.
like I'm
Thank you
still
for having me on
bubbling.
it. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, just I don't want to be too old when you call me to ask me to sing at your wedding now. So work on that.
I know, right? Okay, so is there anything else that you would like to add before we wrap up?
No, I just want to say thank you to you and to your listeners, your viewers, your fans.
We
Thank you
appreciate
for
you.
your support. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, I posted your picture and let everybody know that I was gonna be interviewing you, and I mean everyone loved it. They was
Oh,
like,
that's
Tony
dope. I love
Terry, Tony
it.
Terry, and then we had all kinds of inboxes like ding, it just kept going off, ding ding,
I
Tony.
love it. I love it. I love it. I
So,
love it.
yeah,
Love
so
it.
you still got a lot of love in Kentucky. Thank
And I got a love for Kentucky. You know what I'm talking about?
you, thank
Yeah,
you.
I do.
Okay. So with that being said, I appreciate you for taking the time out of your day and interviewing with me here at Kentucky Good Vibes. And I will
My pleasure.
definitely follow up with you. And
All right.
I will definitely get on to your Tony Terry
Tony Terry
Tuesday.
Tuesday. That's
Yep.
right.
What time does that
It
air?
starts at 9 o'clock Eastern
No.
Standard Time. 9 o'clock.
Okay. Okay. Well, I will
9 p.m.
definitely do that. And I don't know if you check the feed as it's
I do. When I'm not singing, when I'm singing, I can't see
yeah.
the feed, but you know, I check in and you
Okay.
know, see who's on and see
Just
who's
put
saying
Kentucky
what.
Good Vibes, and then you'll know
Yeah.
it's me.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. I'll
Okay.
be
Well,
looking
thank
for
you
you.
so much.
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate it. Thank
All
you.
right. All
Okay.
right. Be well.
Bye-bye,
Okay.
Mr. Okay.